All this light niggas, all this icing, I'm ashamed. Look like lightning in the range. Yeah, I'm out of work. I told you niggas, man. It's a short day. I always know how to manage my shit. I be managing shit like a lot of niggas told me I should have been in management. As you can see, one thing I can't manage is niggas hating on me, and that's something you cannot manage. Even when you try to have nothing but friends, you're gonna end up with somebody who don't like you for trying like that way. So that's unmanageable. So me, see these niggas. I realize that people that hate me the most are always the lowest quality in their community. I don't understand why. Word up. It doesn't necessarily mean that I used to think that they hating on. Nah, how can I put this? Because the wind is taking away my shit. Hold on. Make sure when we get there, I'm gonna get down the hill. Right now, seems like I'm climbing up the hill, so the wind is blowing. Show y'all niggas what it is. We gonna break this shit down, down, down to the. Yeah. Look at this jerk. Look at that jerk. He happened to be black. Look at that though. I'm gonna show y'all niggas what it is now. The people that most likely, when I say most likely, which means the majority of the people that will most likely hate or want to go against me or hurt me in any form or shape is always the bottom class of the race or community that they're in. When I say bottom class, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing better than them. They're not comparing themselves to me. They're comparing themselves to the perspective of the race or community that they're in. You feel me? Those are the people right there. Either that person is black, Spanish, or white. These people hate me with a passion, and I have no idea. But one thing that I do know, it has a lot to do with their own situation. It has a lot to do with with their perspective of how they view themselves. So when, for some strange reason, as a phenomenon that I am, as I came along, and in every community that I've gone to, this is what it spells out to be. This is the reason why they behave the way they behave. This is the reason why they do the most sinister and most violating behavior, because this is how they really feel about themselves. And it's starting to make sense now. It has nothing to do with me and my financial situation, and this has everything to do with how they feel about their own situation. If you was to take a white guy, for example, he's comparing himself to the perspective of how rich a white guy is supposed to be. If you take a look at Latino, he's comparing himself to him being some form of like an immigrant, or him having to start all over in another country, and the struggle of him being that. If you take a look at the black guy, he has to deal with the perspective of the fact that I'm wearing the same skin color as him, and he's mad that because of his the shallowness of him does not allow him to accept that this is not happening to him, it's happening to me. But he's so fearful that it's happening to him because it's crazy. It's a psychological breakdown. I don't have time to break it all down. But If you was to take a look at any other race, Chinese or anything else like that, the underlying thing is the struggle to accept themselves for where they are in the moment where they are. You feel me? We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna dive into it with no clothes. Just dive in there, right up. So these people are struggling with the identity of themselves, or they're struggling with the situation that they're in right now. And it has nothing to do with me. It has more to do with their own self and the people that they're comparing themselves to. You feel me? That's why sometimes you hear me say hillbilly and taco and everything else like that. I'm not trying to say in a degrading factor. I was trying to paint a picture to you guys and try to tell you guys it's not the average guy who has his shit together. Like, people who have their shit together have to keep it together. It requires work. That's one thing I realized. Like, you never really stop working. Like, if you get your shit together, you got to maintain it. A person who has that much time for another person or trying to stop that person is a person who don't really have nothing going for them. You feel me? That's why I always say that they always want to use the excuse. They want to use me as an excuse, or they're embarrassed of they are embarrassed of the position that they're in life right now. They could be embarrassed of the job that they have. Some niggas just hate me because I work. I remember, I hate this section right here. I remember when people was embarrassed that they were working with me in the same company. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of hate is that? You feel me? Like, you think you better, they think they're better than me so much so. It doesn't matter that they spending paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't matter about that. That we both in the same boat. Nope. It's the fact that I'm being made fun of and I'm being degraded to the point where that person felt so embarrassing that me and him were at the same company that he quit his job just to prove a point that I'd rather not have a job than to work with this guy. And I'm like, damn, nigga, you really hate yourself. Like, this shit ain't even got nothing to do with me. You really feel some way about yourself. You have compared yourself. It could be a friend in the family. It could be, I said, a friend in the family. It could be a sibling that they comparing themselves to. They could be comparing themselves to their parents and where they need to be. So it's always, that's why I said, in the community, the group, or the race that they're in, the expectation of these people, the expectation that has been placed upon them is so high that they cannot compute it or get it together. So when somebody like me come along, it makes them feel better about their situation. It's like a coping mechanism. And the cope is to hate on Jeff, hate on him. It's like, yeah. And they be like, they try to degrade me to the point where it's like it makes them feel better about their own situation. You understand what's going on now, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that they poorer than me, or some of them are doing way better than me. And I was like, how can you have all that and still be unhappy? Because I am not the one that they're competing with, technically speaking. It's just that they're competing with the perception that they have in their mind about where they need to be on the average level. You feel me? So you might make it seem like that should be enough. In my mind, I'm like, yo, these niggas is selfish. They got enough. Like, why the fuck are you still mad at somebody like me who's trying to get it? Because the odds, if you look at it from a mathematical point of view, minus the numbers. Like, how can you look at it from you can look at things from a mathematical point of view, minus the numbers. The odds of the things that I'm getting, the things that I have gotten through my obstacles and the things that I have to face, is equivalent to what they have when they have the car and the house and everything else like that. Because without these obstacles and without these things in my way, and I'm still moving forward, it's equivalent to what they have, and they know that in their mind. They know that. So the little bit of something that I have, they're very jealous of. You feel me? And that's where the jealousy and everything just keep driving in. And every day, it's like, he's not worried. Well, look at him. He's like King Solomon. Nothing ever bothers him. That was Cameron Ron. I was listening to Cam earlier. I had to throw that in there. But You can understand it now because it's like the equivalent of it is the things that you facing sometimes, and the things that you get your hands upon. It's like we all love sports, right? And it's like somebody who went through great obstacles. You feel me? Maybe sat out for a whole year, came back, had to deal with one injury after the other, one injury after the other. Then at the end of the season, that person won a Super Bowl, a basketball, NBA championship. The feeling of that, the struggle of it, is worth more. Like when LeBron James went back to Cleveland and won a championship for Cleveland, he was down 3-1 to the best team known in NBA history. And at that time, he already won three other championships. Well, did he? Yeah, three other championships already. Or did he win three? No, he won two other championships. He already won two other championships already. You feel me? But the Cleveland championship, because of the struggle and the outcome and the obstacles that he had to climb, the mountain that he had to climb, it was worth more than any other championship that he had won previously, and even last year's championship. I think that championship is still better than the bubble. You feel me? So this is how people are measuring it. You feel me? And that's the truth. It's not even. I used to look at it from one raise, and I'm like, this nigga right here. But now I knew the answer, but it's starting to make more sense that I'm fighting against people who are insecure about the position that they are in life, and it's not really. You don't even have to compare it to me. You can compare it to the where they think they're supposed to be, or they measuring against the race that they're supposed to be. You feel me? And that's just a fact, man. It's kind of sad that I'm not even. I didn't even get my degree for psychology. I only took a class when I was in college. I seem to be very good at it, and that's just the truth of it. It doesn't matter whether the person is white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese. You feel me? People love to play the victim role, especially when they're unhappy with the situation where they are economically, financially. Once those things, especially financially or career-wise, once those things don't add up, niggas get mad. Feel me? Now I'm not saying oh man, making all that damn noise for what's wrong with you? Now I'm not saying you feel me? He making noise because that shit hurts. The truth hurts. It hurts. Nigga hurt now. What is going on with this lady? Hold on. I had to make sure that she sees me. I don't give a fuck about the bottom of your head. Niggas don't care about your head, man. That's the only thing you can hold on to. No wonder why they try to take away from me and make me feel miserable. You feel me? Because they literally, through their actions and through the pain that they're trying to deliver to me, they're trying to show me how they really, really feel. And I'm like, damn. It's kind of sad, but it's true. No wonder why they keep showing up their car and everything else, but it's still not enough. I'm like, okay, good. You got a whole four wheels. I'm walking, like, but it wasn't even about me in the first place. They're just unhappy with themselves. They battling an internal war, comparing themselves to somebody else that might look like them on TV, or their neighbors, or they probably their brother or their sister, and they just, or their mother or their father, and they just haven't overcame that. And I just happen to be that thing that they want to hate so bad, and it really ain't got nothing to do with me, but it's just like a punching bag sometimes, and they're just taking their frustration out, and it's kind of sad, and it's true though. Niggas be unhappy with their jobs. To them, their job is looked down upon, but then again, they can't do nothing else but that job itself. So now they hate themselves even more. Then bring a nigga like me into the picture. They bury that hate for themselves, and try to make it seem like I'm the problem. You see how that shit go? Yeah, this is called. Nah, I'm not even gonna call. I already called something exposure, but I ain't even gonna call it like that no more. When I was in New York City, they try to buy the latest outfit, clothes, they try to shit on you with jackets, new shoes, and everything else. And I'm like, damn, yeah, you fly like a motherfucker, but you still unhappy like a motherfucker. So which one is it? The jacket couldn't do it. The Timbs couldn't do it. The new sneakers couldn't do it. You feel me? That new car didn't do it. So what is it, my nigga? Cause you got all this shit better than me, but you still unhappy with yourself. I'm like, it cannot be me. It cannot be me. You feel me? No wonder why they so addicted to coming back to me, cause finally I've been degraded to the point where they feel like, whoo, I thought it makes you feel like I thought I was doing bad, but then this nigga, we need to keep this nigga at that position because I need something to overlook and to make me feel better. You understand what he? That's why when I left New York, they was talking about getting somebody else to replace me because that feeling, they couldn't let it go. They just could not let it go. They just can't. They had to. They always got to get somebody to replace them. They always. Always. And it doesn't never work like it because ain't nobody like Jeff. Because I understand him. Oh, I understand him so well. I be breaking that shit down so easily. You feel me? And this is what they fighting now. This is the reason why they take so much pride in their looks. They take so much pride in their hair. They're taking pride in things that everybody else got. That's because I've given them an opportunity to take it away from me. So they're making it seem like it's worth it. It's like everybody else is doing the same thing, you know, brushing their hands through their hair. And I'm like, okay, y'all all got the same thing. Okay, what's so special? Come on, show me something else. I don't know. Hurry up. You feel me? Because I have so much confidence within myself. It's like you can take it, and I'll be like, I'm still happy with myself. What about you? 10 years later, still happy with myself. What about you? Feel me? People need to understand these things. Understand it. And they try to organize, and I'm like, yo, you could have, like, and it kind of hurts them that they couldn't come together to organize that to accomplish their own dreams, but they came together to organize to destroy somebody else's. Whew. Now that's the gospel in itself. I can't even say, well, it's a gospel. Good news doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a good story. Good news is just a relief. It's the truth in itself. You feel me? It doesn't have to have a story of good ending. You feel me? And that's just the truth, man. People just gotta get it together, man. You can drive my car all you want. It's still not gonna bring you no happiness, man. I said that was my car, and all of a sudden you realize that you had a car that you actually like now. Yeah. Because at first they didn't even know the significance of the car that they was driving. Until I put a value on it, then I'm like, yo, I love that car. Then all of a sudden, they taking pride in what they have now. It's like you didn't even know what you had until I said I wanted it. It's like you treat your girlfriend like shit. Then all of a sudden, a nigga like me came along and I'm placing my eye upon her. And all of a sudden, she look good now to you. Now you want to keep her. Now you want to treat her nice. But before that, she wasn't worth shit to you. She was just accompanying you on your loneliness until you find something better. But when I come along and I start eyeing her, Oh, all of a sudden you want to hold her a little tighter now, huh? You see how that shit go? It's just a bunch of. I be telling you, these niggas is full of shit, man. They can only treat you the way they feel about themselves, man. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that they want me to smell the way they want me to smell. They want to treat me like the way they treat me, because that's how they really feel. You feel me? It's all good, man. We gonna forgive them, man. All is forgiven. Hold on, what time is it? I'm out here just talking my shit. Damn, that bus was supposed to. So it means I gotta wait a whole hour. Come on, my nigga. You're doing too much, old man. Of course, they're gonna try to hit you. Like, I wanna kill this guy. Fuck him. But truth be told, man, you just mad, yeah? I just exposed you. You just mad about you mad about the things that I just told you. Everything in that's your deepest secret, and I'm just throwing it away like it's nothing. A piece of toilet paper. Fuck your deepest secret, nigga. I just revealed it. And you ain't had to pay me shit. It was that simple. Cause you thought you was slick and your slickness wasn't even worth a lickness. It was a liquidness, a litmus test, a litmus test. It's more like a testimony. Feel me? And that's just the truth, man. If I'm lying, then I'm done. Let's see. And it's kind of funny to me that these people were embarrassed about the engine of their car until they found a purpose for it. Now they drive around proudly doing it. Proudly driving their shit with that nasty ass noise like why? Because I've given them a purpose. Now you know what to use it for now. Look at what I gave you. Look at it. Take a look at it. Can't deny it. I'm a motherfucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me? That's right. Alright, man. That's it. I'm done talking shit to these niggas. Let me check. Feel me? Nowadays, I gotta be cautious. I ordered some pizza yesterday, and they cut pork, little pieces of pork into my fucking pizza, B. I'm tasting. I'm like, that shit taste. I'm like, that's crazy. That's some evil shit right there. Like, Domino's and that area, yo. I be giving these niggas too many chances. They really cut pieces of pork in my shit, bro. No lie. They try to trick me, but it's so good. They really cut pieces of pork in my shit. That was amazing. When I seen that shit, I'm like, yo, who does that? Like, it was intentionally done. It wasn't like, I know what it is. When I can understand that shit was supposed to be like, hold on. When you order pizza and you have the bread one, sometimes it comes to the pork, you be like, no bacon. Not that one. I'm talking about, fuck. What time is it, man? I ain't even gonna do it. Bitch ass nigga. Let me just go to the store. What? That's my butt. I'm tired. Gonna take me. I could be out here talking my shit, man. But I'm gonna clear out of this video and I'm gonna come back in because we got all day now.